going to talk today about football, various football codes. What's the most popular on the coast?
Probably soccer.
Soccer? Yeah. So you've just started playing a bit of touch, haven't you, Chris?
Yeah. So I'm obviously not as young as I used to be and youthful. So probably feeling a bit slow at the moment. Definitely not as agile as I probably used to be. Not that was anything to write home about in the beginning, but certainly something that I would like to work on.
Yep.
Become a little bit quicker off the mark and obviously look after my overall fitness. But I guess you got to start from the ground up at some stage.
Yep. So we'll go through some drills today. So with team sports, with football sports, the running technique is super important. You know, you're not just talking about being able to run a long distance. It's about agility, it's about acceleration, and about speed over a short distance. So we're going to work a little bit more on that today, rather than focusing on the longer distance running that we normally talk about. So let's get cracking, shall we, mate?
Let's do it.
From here to the line, just waiting to take off. It's just about accelerating and then stop. So these are the sort of things we can incorporate into a warm-up as well. So what Chris is doing now is some very, very basic running drills, but we can include this as a warm-up before you play. Good way to prevent yourself getting an injury. Calf tear, hamstring tear. Get everything well warmed up before you get started. How does that all feel? Feels all right? Good. Right, so what we're going to work on is we're going to work on your first couple of steps. So if I was to summarize what's going on there, I would say that you're a little slow in getting going. Once you get up to speed, the pace itself isn't too bad, but it's that first couple of steps. And that's the really important thing with close team sports, where you're changing direction all the time, you're accelerating and decelerating. So you need that strength over the first 4 or 5 steps. You don't need to be able to run 50 meters quickly. You need to be able to run 10 meters quickly. So that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to work on those first couple of steps. All right? Let's give it a go. And really try and drive forwards. So what that's going to look like is, at the moment, you're kind of a bit too upright and you're rolling into the first couple of steps. So you're sort of rolling and getting going. So I want you to really drive that first step. There has to be a strong push. So we've got our knees a little bit more bent. Really go for it, like you're almost falling over. Okay? Yeah. So you're going to lean forward a bit more and really push off. Try and push off both feet at the same time. So we're going to push. Lean into it. That's it. So if your legs are too straight, you've really got nowhere to go, because you're relying on kind of rolling over your first step to get you going. But we can't do that. We need to be pushing. There needs to be an explosion. Okay? So bend knees, drive. That's it. And remember, it's not how fast you're going once you get up there, it's how fast you go from here to here. So you're trying to get to this first line as quick as you can. Yeah. And then after that, it doesn't matter. So ready and slow. All right. So we're going to work more now on the forward lean. So imagine you're a track sprinter. Okay. So we're going to be leaning forwards, and as you push off, you'll feel like you're falling over. I want you to keep your head down, chest down. So we're not here and then going popping up straight away. You want to stay down until your head reaches the line. So we're here. And it's that leaning that'll give you the forward momentum. So you're almost falling over. Your legs have got to try and catch you. So
So I'm going up.
You're coming up really fast. Yeah, you're starting over here, but then you're up. So stay down, stay really low, really exaggerate it. So you wouldn't necessarily go super low. Lean over. Yeah. So that one, I don't know if you felt that one. You were probably a little bit too scrunched up, and you sort of did a little shuffle before you started. So see if you can stay low and push, really drive, like you're doing a single leg jump, something where you really got to push off one leg. So give it a try. Give yourself a bit more space maybe so that thing behind you isn't in the way. Lean right over, like you're nearly falling over. Drive yourself forwards. Yeah, that was good. Lean. That was good though, because you're trying to fall over. You're trying not to fall over. So if you come up too quickly, you're up, and there's no forward momentum yet. Really lean forward. All right. So if you were going to be changing direction in a game, how do you incorporate that lean into the change of direction? So if I'm running along and I need to kink out of the way of a player who's trying to tackle me, so I'm going to step and lean. And that's how I accelerate very quickly to the side. If I try and step and push, I'm just going to jump sideways, I'm just going to get taken out. But if I can step and lean, I'm like throwing myself sideways because of my body weight and my momentum carrying me sideways. So that change of direction. Use that the same. Now, as you can see, I'm no footy player, so that wasn't very well demonstrated, but the principle is there. Okay, so you want to give that a try? So just a couple of little zigzags. So change, lean, lean. Lean. Yeah. Try and do it without leaning this time, so see if you can change direction. Kind of stay upright. It's much harder to change quickly. So again, exaggerate it. Really try and almost fall over sideways as you step. Push yourself to the side. Some of it is even trusting your shoes on the ground. You know, this is a bit of a slippery surface. So as you step, you actually fall over. So you've got to really trust when you're on grass, you know, trusting your studs on the pitch to really dig in to allow you to turn. All right. So the other one we're going to do is quick feet. Okay. So when you accelerate, we want to make sure that you don't overstride. This will happen more as you get more tired towards the end of the game. So if I'm here, I want to be able to very, very quickly get my feet going. Very high cadence. If you overstride, you're braking, you're slowing yourself down. So I'm here. It's harder to get going. So it's tempting to try and take a bigger stride to cover more ground, but it won't work. So you've got to go little steps. It'll also help you change direction and accelerate when you're not just going in a straight line as well. So again, if you change direction, little steps, rather than that one big step where you end up flat-footed and you got nowhere to go. Try that. All right. So yeah, that's just a fun little look at Chris's running and his accelerating in particular. And of course, it's the practical application of that is we're going to use that in your touch footy.
Yeah.
And hopefully for other people, we'll be able to use that in their team sports, whether they're playing netball, whether they're playing soccer, AFL, rugby, whatever they're doing. How did that feel, mate?
Yeah, I'm cooked. No, it was hard. It was hard. So I guess not being a natural runner, difficult to put all the progressions together. But hopefully with a bit of practice, it'll all come together quite nicely, and who knows, could be Olympian by the end of it.
Watch out, Usain Bolt.
Yeah, that's right. I'm coming.